Hello, my name is Nathan, and today I'm going to be presenting this book for my story table. It is a Thomas the Train book called Calling All Engines. Stop recording. No. Oh my god. Oh my... No. Oh my gosh, I'm recording. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone. Today I am going to be recording a video for class for my school of reading this book. So I hope I don't mess up. Oh my gosh. This is like the first school project that like you guys are actually seeing. Before I actually start recording on my actual camera, I actually got this book back when I was a kid, like in 2006. So this was right when, for those of you that are Thomas fans, knew like when this movie came out. So I've had this book for a long time, like for most of my life. I thought I was recording on there for a sec. But yeah, so I have to make a story table for my class. So what that means is I'm going to be recording a video of myself reading this book out loud, and I'm gonna bring in provocations for it. So that means I'm going to be bringing in stuff to represent my story. So thankfully, since I grew up with like Thomas the Train, I have like the actual trains for, like I have wooden railway trains for this. So yes, and there's one in the background. Hi. Oh. So yeah, thankfully it should be pretty easy to read, like because I have to read it and explain how it represents diversity and equality and inclusion. And what I thought for this was that it includes equality because like near the end, like at first, like on this page they're not getting along, but then at the end of the book, when you go like to the end of the story, and yeah, I know I'm giving you guys an insight, like everyone gets along. So yeah, and I realize I'm telling you guys this when you guys probably don't need to know this. So I'm going to record professionally for my class, but you guys will watch this. So yeah, so let's get right into this. Hello everyone. What did I say? Hello everyone. No, I didn't mean to say that. Okay. Hello everyone. Again, I said it again. Oh my god. Hello everyone. Today for my story table, I'm going to be reading this book, Thomas and Friends Calling All Engines. This was one of my childhood books that I had in my house, and I have provocations because I grew up with this story because I've had it for most of my life. So this story represents a lot of the qualities that I need for this assignment. So let's get straight into the reading. So the book I'm going to present is called Calling All Engines. And the author, it doesn't, illustrated by Richard Courtney. So I don't know if I need to say that. Oh my gosh. Summer is a busy time on the island of Sodor. The engines love to show travelers around the island. They visit the seaside, the windmill, and the new Sodor suspension bridge. And as you can see right up here, that is the new Sodor suspension bridge. So, yeah. One morning, Sir Topham Hatt came to the shed. He had a very important announcement to make. A new airport will be built on the island of Sodor. I need you all to help. All the engines were very excited. As you can see from their facial expressions, the engines are very excited. Thomas and Percy were coupled to freight cars full of bricks and timber to take to the airport. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. Thomas and Percy were coupled to the freight cars full of bricks and timber to take to the airport building site. Imagine all the travelers, chuffed Thomas, and all the airplanes, puffed Percy. Then Airy and Bert arrived. Stinky steamies are in the way again, mumbled Airy. Why do we need to work near them, grumbled Bert. This made Thomas and Percy very cross. They didn't want to work near the Diesels either. The Diesels were oily and they seemed very different from the steamies. Thomas, Percy, Airy, and Bert worked at the airport all afternoon. They shunted freight cars full of bricks and tar. The Diesels bumped Thomas and biffed Percy. Dirty Diesels, moaned Percy. I don't like them. Thomas and Percy had been so excited about working at the airport, but Airy and Bert were there, and now it wasn't any fun. That night, a hurricane swept through the island of Sodor. It was the strongest wind the engines had ever known. All night long, the winds howled down the tracks. It tore down the trees and whipped off all the roofs. As you can see here, there was lots of damage. The next morning, Thomas gasped when what he saw. Bust my buffers, he cried. Look at what the wind has done. The seaside had been battered by the windmill and was wrecked, and the Sodor suspension bridge had collapsed. Thomas felt terrible. And sorry about the background noises, that was my cat. So Topham Hatt came to see the engines. The hurricane has done lots of damage, he said sadly. Everyone will have to work even harder, even if we want to open the airport. Edward and Henry brought bricks to the airport building site while Diesel arrived with a load of timber. But the Diesels weren't talking about the steam engines, and the steam engines weren't talking to the Diesels. Everyone was cross. That afternoon, Thomas had to collect some paint for the bridge. He puffed into the builder's yard to pick up the pots of paint. But Diesel was in the way, too. Now I'll show Thomas who's best, Diesel whispered, and he gave the freight cars an extra hard shunt. Paint pots flew in the air and splattered down all over Thomas. Thomas looked very silly indeed. Spotty boiler, laughed Diesel, and he rolled away. I'll show those Diesels, huffed Thomas. So the next time Thomas saw Airy, he gave him a biff. And when Airy saw James, he gave him a bash. Soon the Diesel and steamers were biffing and bashing and being bashed all over the island. The engines were in a terrible mess, and no work had been done. That evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to see the engines. He was very angry. You have caused confusion and delay. The seaside is still a mess. The bridge isn't painted, and we will not be able to open the airport. No travelers will come to Sodor this year. No travelers, moaned Thomas. And no airplanes, groaned Percy. All the engines knew they had behaved badly, and they were all very sad. That night, Thomas had a dream. He was puffing along a misty mountain track, and there was Lady. Lady was a very special steam engine. She worked high up in the mountains. Lady was shunting trucks with Rusty, the diesel engine. Thomas was surprised. We always finish our jobs when we work together, puffed Lady. The next morning when Thomas woke up, he had an idea. First, he went straight to see Mavis. Mavis was a kind diesel engine, and Thomas knew she would listen. He told Mavis that he wanted the steam engines and the diesel engines to work together. Mavis agreed. It was the only way to get the airport open in time. Let's have a big meeting with all the engines at the coaling stop tomorrow, Thomas puffed. Thomas and Mavis went to see the other engines to tell them about the meeting. Thomas told Percy, Mavis told Diesel, then Airy, and then Bert. And Thomas told Percy, then he told James, and then he told Emily. The next day, the engines gathered at the coaling stop. The steam engines and the diesels were all lined up. Thomas blew his whistle. Steamies and diesels work together, Chef Thomas. If the airport doesn't open, it will be bad for all the engines. Both steam engines and diesel engines need passengers and freight to be useful. If we work together, we can get the job done, puffed Thomas. All the engines agreed. After that, the engines worked harder than ever. They hauled bricks and timber and cleared away debris from the storm. They moved paint and tar and made sure there was enough workers to do each important job. And all the engines were careful not to bump or block each other. Even Diesel 10, the biggest diesel engine of all, agreed to help out. Soon the engines were enjoying working together, smiling and joking as friends always do. Before long, the airport was finished. It had shining buildings and big tall control tower. And the runway was long and smooth. The engines were very proud and very excited. I can't wait for travelers, puffed Thomas. And look, Pete Percy, here comes our first airplane. And that is the end of the story. Thank you for listening. Hello everyone. Today for my story table, I'm going to be with... Oh my gosh, you guys, that was my project. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed my story voice. I've honestly never done this before, like had to read a book out loud like this. So it's kind of a cool experience, honestly. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because you literally got to watch me do a school project. So yes, thank you guys for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!